Hello students, good morning. Today we are going to start chapter number 4, understanding laws, and this is the first part of this chapter. Let's start this chapter. Understanding laws. You might be familiar with the word laws. What are the laws? Laws are some rules and regulations which are followed by abided by the people of the country and which are made by the government. It means laws are the things which are very necessary for any country. Let's start the chapter. You may be familiar with some laws such as those that specify the age of marriage, 18 years for girls, 21 years for boys, the age at which a person can vote, 18 years in India, and perhaps even the laws dealing with buying and selling of property. We now know that the parliament is in charge of making laws. You know that in our country, parliament is supposed to make the laws because parliament is the law making body, or this is also called the legislature or legislative body. Do these laws apply to everyone? Yes, definitely all the laws are applied for everyone. How do new laws come into being? These are made by the parliament and passed by both the houses, then signed by the president. Could there be laws that are unpopular or controversial? Definitely. Some laws may be unpopular, or some laws can be controversial for somebody. So what should we as citizens do under such circumstances? If laws are wrong for the people, the citizens can raise their voice by protesting and by making the protest activities against the government, like hartals, dharnas, strikes, etc. Okay, so let's come ahead. Do laws apply to all? A government official helps his son go into hiding because his son has been given a 10-year jail sentence by a district court for a crime that he has committed. Right? Somebody has committed some crime and he is 10-year jail sentenced by the district court. But government official, his father, helped him. Understand? So do you think that the government official's action were right? Definitely no. Your answer will be no. Should his son be exempt from the law just because his father is economically and politically powerful? Also you will say no. Because why? Because laws are equal to all. It means the person who has committed the crime and the offenses must be punished equally, whether he or she is belonging to the powerful classes like economically and politically, because laws are equal to all. So the above is a clear case of the violation of law. As you read in Unit 1, members of the Constituent Assembly were agreed there should be no arbitrary exercise of power in independent India. It means no powerful person will be having the special privileges in the society, and all people will be equal in front of the constitution, in front of the laws. So they therefore instituted several provisions in the constitution that would establish the rule of law. So according to our constitution, all the people have the equal rights. Due to the constitution is providing equality to all the people, the most important of these was that all persons in independent India are equal before the laws. So the law cannot discriminate between persons on the basis of their religion, caste or gender. According to our constitution, article 15, you have studied about it, right? No discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, gender, etc. Article 16 is providing equal opportunities in the society. Article 17, untouchability is abolished, and 18, titles are abolished, and 14, the most important, that equality before laws. All the people are equal to laws, laws are equal to all. So this is prescribed in article 14. So neither a government official, nor a wealthy person, nor even the president of the country, nor even the prime minister of the country is above the law, because all the people are equal in front of the laws. So any crime or violation of law has a specific punishment as well as process through which the guilt of the person has to be established. But was it always like this? Maybe not, maybe yes. So if we take the example of ancient India, in ancient India, the kings used to be there, and different communities enjoyed different degrees of autonomy in administering these laws. If you take example of France, in France, Louis XVI, the king, royalty was having the special privileges in the society, and the common people were not having the rights. So laws were not equal to all, and in some cases the punishment that two persons received for the same crime varied depending on their caste backgrounds, with lower castes being more harshly penalized. This slowly began to change as this system of law began to further evolve during the colonial period. If we take example of India, so during the colonial period, the people were discriminated by the British government, and during the colonial rule, laws were not equal to all. One example of this arbitrariness that continued to exist as part of British law is Sedition Act of 1870. The idea of sedition was very broadly understood within this act. Any person protesting or criticizing the British government could be arrested without due trial. One more example we can have the Rowlatt Act. So, according to Rowlatt Act, it was came into effect in on 10th March 1919. So, according to Rowlatt Act, any Indian could be arrested without any kind of trial, could be kept in the jail. So, it was completely humiliated for Indian people and harassing for Indian people. So, during the revolt in April, two leaders were arrested, Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu. They were arrested by the British, and the people opposed this arrestation. So on 13 April 1919 in Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar, the people protested against the government, but General Dyer, the representative of the government, fired on the people, and in that firing of 10 minutes, thousands of people wounded and thousands of people, means approximately 1200 people died and more than 3000 people wounded. So this law was not equal to all, because especially it was for British people, and it was against the Indian. So dear students, in this way, in this part, we have discussed about the laws during the colonial period. In the British Raj, the laws were not equal to all because the European people were having the special privileges, and the Indian people were discriminated by the government, and they were punished, right, more than the European people for the same kind of crime. If you take one more example, in your class 6th book, and Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005, it is now prescribing about equality. According to this new law, son, daughters and their mothers can get an equal share of family property. Similarly, new laws have been enacted to control pollution and provide employment. How do people come to think and propose that a new law is necessary? You will read more about this in the next section, and the next section will discuss about that in the next video. So dear students, I hope that you are understanding about the word arbitrary has been used earlier in this book, and you have read what the word means in the glossary of chapter 1. The word sedition has been included in the glossary of this chapter. So you will read this about Sedition Act 1870. Recently we have studied, and before a short while. So all kinds of these things, I hope that you got and understood. So keep revising the chapter. Watch this video again. If you don't understand, you can ask me. Thank you. Have a nice day.